We have the first Don Waddell signed contract in Blue Jackets history. The first UFA or RFA, excuse me, has been signed to a new contract. We're talking about Yegor Chinakhov's new contract and why this is perfect for both team and player on today's Locked On Blue Jackets.
You're Locked On Blue Jackets, your daily podcast on the Columbus Blue Jackets, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Blue Jackets, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today we're talking about Yegor Chinakhov. Has a brand new contract. Very exciting. I want to take 1 second to be a little bit smug about this because I do believe I predicted 2 years at about 2 or 2.5 million. And it has, in fact, come in 2 years, 2.1 million. So, shout out to me. Shout out to Don Waddell for getting this done with very little stress, drama. There was rumors a couple of weeks ago, or like last month maybe, about Chinakhov maybe going back over to the KHL, which I didn't put too much stock in because that kind of seems like it happens every single time a young Russian player needs a new contract, especially an RFA. But they got it done. I really like this contract. I think it's, like I said at the top of the show, I think it's perfect for both team and player. Yegor Chinakhov gets a little bit of a bump from his last contract, which he was being paid. I believe he was coming off of a 1 year. Oh, excuse me. This was a 3-year extension or 3-year entry-level contract. Excuse me. So coming off his ELC, so he's gone from 925K to 2.1 million. So pretty good pay rise for him. Some important things. That's his total salary. That's his AAV. That's his cap hit. No bonuses. No moving the money around. No like more one way or the other, more 1 year or the other. That's what it is. He gets 2.1 million this year. He gets 2.1 million next year. He's going to be an RFA after this as well, which is also important. So he's still under team control after this. I believe he will be. If it had been 1 more year, he would have been a UFA. So that's really important as well. So going to be an RFA at the end of this. Hopefully going to continue. Going to continue developing, going to continue growing. He hit career highs in, I think, everything this season. I'm just pulling up his stats to look. Yeah, 16 goals, 13 assists for 29 points in 53 games. Obviously, he missed some time with injury, missed, 30 games-ish? 29 games. Played the most ice time on average of any season so far, had the most shots on goal, the highest shooting percentage, only had 6 penalty minutes, which is a career low, which is always good to see. Just the exact season that we needed to see from a guy like Yegor Chinakhov, who his position on the team was not necessarily in danger, I don't think, but with guys like Marchenko coming in, with guys like Voronkov coming in, guys like Fantilli coming in, Brindley, etc. It was important for Chinakhov to kind of stand out in a crowded kind of middle six of this team. And obviously some of those guys are not middle six, some of those guys are top six, etc. But he did enough to earn this new contract. It's a step up from like the kind of show me contract that I think, for example, Alex Nylander is going to get. It's that extra year. And I think it's like I said, I think it's perfect. It's rewarding him for the season he had, for the growth that he's shown. It's not hamstringing the team to either a ton of money or a ton of term. It's basically it's exactly what both the team needed and the player needed. And like I said, he is still an RFA at the end of it, so still under team control. After all of that, the Blue Jackets still have just over $21.5 million of cap space. That's not including the presumed cap space from if a Patrick Laine trade goes off, so that'll be an extra 8.7 million. So that'll take them up to near enough $30 billion of cap space. Players that still need contracts: Kromachenko, Alex Nylander, Cole Sillinger, Alexander Texier. Carson Meyer is on this list because he finished the season with the team, but he's only there because he's still injured. And the monster season is over now anyway, so they don't need to send him back down. He's a UFA, so he may or may not be back. Jake Bean, they don't think he's going to be back. They think the qualifying offer is too expensive. There's a logjam at defense anyway, and so I wonder if they either trade his rights or he just becomes a UFA. Maybe they sign him to a cheaper deal. This is not the Jake Bean episode. We'll talk about him in a little bit more detail later on, but his contract was 2.3 million for the cap hit, and his qualifying offer is probably a little bit too rich, because I believe it has to be 100% of the salary. So his qualifying offer has to be at least 2.3 million. It might be more than that. I'm just looking that up now. So it has to be 2.8. Oh, it goes up. It has to be $2.8 million. It has to be 120% of his AAV maximum, which was 2.3. Moving around the cap hit, blah blah blah. So $2.8 million for Jake Bean, which is, I think, a little too rich for this team, considering they've got, they want to make space for Juracek, they want to potentially make space for Matejchuk. Some other guys might be on the move. They might be bringing in new guys. They might be moving other guys out. But Jake Bean, I think, is not going to be one of the guys that gets a new contract from Don Waddell. Kent Johnson needs a new contract. Just to kind of finish off my list, I'll go over them again. Marchenko, Nylander, Sillinger, Texier, potentially Carson Meyer, but I'm not counting him. Kent Johnson needs a new contract. Those are all guys that are on the roster right now. In the system, non-roster players: Tyler Angle, Josh Dunn, Brendan Gaunce, Jake Christensen, Nick Blankenberg, Billy Sweezy, Jacob Zboril, I don't think will get re-signed. Jet Greaves needs a new contract. Malcolm Subban is also a UFA. I think they probably move on from him as well. So lots for Don Waddell still to do, but good to see that he's kind of chipping away at these. I would expect we'll maybe see another, probably one of the smaller contract signing. I could see a Texier contract, potentially a Kent Johnson contract in kind of the next week or so before the draft. Potentially a Nylander contract as well. But as of right now, some nice work from Don Waddell. I like this contract, like I said, just to kind of go over it. Great for the team, great for the player. A show me contract plus a little extra for, kind of in good faith. So love this contract, love this deal. Excited about what this means. Like, if this is a really solid start to Don Waddell's kind of very long to-do list of players that need new contracts. Love it. Love to see it. Excited to see what comes next. We're gonna have another kind of little bonus episode come out later today, I believe. We're gonna sat down, talk to Tony Ferrari, or I guess this is gonna be a full-length episode. Sat down, talked to Tony Ferrari about Adam Juracek, David Juracek's little brother, whether he could be an option for the Blue Jackets if they keep that second-round pick that they previously sent to Philadelphia conditionally. So that's coming out later today, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you for making this episode your first listen of the day. We are free and available on all podcast platforms. We're over on YouTube. We're on SiriusXM. I've been Jay Foster. You can find me on Twitter at _Jacob Foster, JAKOBFORSTER. You can find the show at LO_Blue Jackets. Thoughts, comments, criticisms, questions, email me at lockedonbluejackets@gmail.com. Once again, stay tuned later today for a profile of Adam Juracek with Tony Ferrari. But until then, make sure you stay locked on.